Next, we have the 2017 Merlot, which kind of falls under what we would categorize it as a classic label series. And so what this means is that it's pulling back a little bit from the Glacier Ridge style, maybe a little bit less intensity tannin-wise, which makes it just a little bit more kind of food-friendly and, kind of ready to drink a little bit sooner than typically Glacier Ridge is.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The 2017 Merlot is a Merlot coming from a vintage that's lends itself to being a little more fruit forward at a younger age. 17 was a really nice vintage, a little bit higher acid vintage. But in the case of Merlot, which can sometimes be quite plummy, quite fruit forward, that acid freshness really helps the wine out.
And even though this isn't the single vineyard expression of Merlot, it is still something to be said that despite that, it is still 100% Merlot. This particular, wine that we're putting together really gets to stand on its own. It doesn't need any more structure. It doesn't need any more plumping. It's really wonderful to be able to work with a site that produces Merlot that is a standalone varietal, which is not always something we see.
This is a fun wine for me to show when I'm out in the market as well, showing red Newt wines maybe down in New York City or in other states or even in other countries. It's a wine that is perhaps the most surprising to people. They don't expect Merlot from the Finger Lakes. And maybe in contrast to the Glacier Ridge, which is a really sort of reserve caliber wine, both in price and style, this is an everyday Merlot at a really approachable price point is maybe the most impressive thing that comes out of our portfolio.